everyone. Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, Chief Marketing Officer, TigerFitness.com, and hi, FBB Pro. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. First of all, I'd like to apologize. My microphone and my camera setup broke. I have a new one coming next Friday, but I'm not stopping the content, man. We got to learn, we got to make gains, and here we are. But I was actually at the gym this morning, and we had a little get-together. We had a packed gym this morning at Carbon Culture in Franklin, Tennessee, and we were reminiscing, telling stories, having a good time. I was talking to my good friend and training partner, Courtney English, IFBB Pro. As you guys know, Courtney brought me into the Knox Classic, where I won the overall, and that started my whole spiral towards competing North Americans, missing the pro card by a couple points, and then competing in Masters USA, moving up a class, gaining 20 pounds, and earning my pro card. So we were talking about some of the dumbest stuff we've ever seen backstage at a bodybuilding show. And I'll tell you what, I know 100% what the dumbest thing I've ever seen on a regular basis. Now, there have been dumber things. People literally getting drunk to bring out their vascularity backstage. Whole bunch of weird rituals people do before going on stage. It's actually quite comical. Backstage is like going to Planet Fitness. You never know what you're going to see. But the overall consensus of the stupidest thing Courtney and I ever have seen on a regular basis is the guy who comes in not nearly in shape, probably about 8 to 20 to even more weeks out from dieting. He's backstage and he's pumping up, and he thinks that eating more carbs is going to make up for the fact that he's fat. Now, if you guys know about carb ups, I mean, they're not that drastic. A lot of guys, they'll use insulin and stuff, and they'll get up to the 1,000-gram mark, maybe 2,000. Those are the elite, right? For me, my carb up was like 300 grams. And then the day of the show, before I got on stage, I woke up in the morning. I had, I think it was 4 ounces of bison and like 75 grams of carbs from rice. And then I had granola and rice cakes. And I just nibbled on them. I probably had the day of the show maybe 220, maybe 250 grams of carbs. I mean, we went by look. Jose's like, hey, you look great. Don't fucking change. Then he's like, hey, you know what? You look a bit flat. Let's put some carbs in there. But if you go backstage, and I'm going to tell you a story. I saw this dude at the Knox Classic in Knoxville, Tennessee. By the way, huge announcement. I will be the guest poser at the Knox Classic this year, the first weekend of August. Mark your calendars. Knoxville, Tennessee, huge charity fund drive. Man, I got to announce this charity thing real quick, too. Go to my Instagram. I announced it this morning. Absolutely phenomenal. So anyway, we're doing big charity fundraisers for every event I do, but that's besides the point of this story. This guy literally had a cooler. Like a cooler, not like a personal, like 6-pack bags cooler, but a cooler that you take to the beach when you have a family of 10. And he was rolling it along, and this guy opened it. And there were rice cakes and pancakes, every kind of cakes. He had wine in there. He had literally probably, if you were to eat it all, 4,000 calories worth of food. And this guy proceeded to sit back there and eat and eat and eat. Pump up a little and eat and eat. And the more he ate, the more he didn't look any better. I don't know if he looked worse, but he didn't look any better. And he probably ate 1,500 to 2,000 grams of carbs in front of these very eyes. And he kept looking worse. And the bottom line is, here's the secret. If you're ready for the show, if you've peaked properly, it doesn't take much to bring it out. You just need enough carbs. When you start pumping up, when you start posing, the veins come out, everything comes out, the water goes in it, kind of like... There's no scientific, whatever, but basically you squeeze the water out. I mean, you get into pathways and all that, but when you pose, it just comes to life. Your blood rushes to your muscle, that engorges, and you're pretty dehydrated at the time, so shit just comes together. And it came together for me at Masters USA, but this poor guy. And then we went to a large show, the largest pro qualifier in the history of the NPC, North Americans. Same thing. And we saw a couple guys there. We probably saw 3 or 4 guys. The one commonality is it's never the good ones. It's always the shitty bodybuilders who don't place at all, who are going on this carb orgy spree trying to make up for the fact they didn't diet enough and thinking that they're that they haven't filled in enough, when in reality, they just didn't diet hard enough. So don't be that guy. If you're going to compete, get in shape. Be ready for the show. Be the most shredded guy on stage. Look, man, you can't control your muscle bellies. You can't control your muscle insertions. You can't control your God-given shape. What you can control is how shredded you come in, how conditioned you come in, how peaked you are. The secret to peaking is to be ready. And then it's just icing on the proverbial cake, man. You get in there, and what Jose did with me was very simple. And what I do with my clients, like Hawk, who's a natural vegan bodybuilder, who came in second in the overall, but won the middleweight class at a huge show in North Carolina. It's very simple. You increase carbohydrate, you decrease protein, you might add in a little bit of fat, you go by eyes. Like a good coach has to see you, has to have worked with you to know what to see and what to do. So Jose knew, okay, we don't want to take away from his small waist, so we're going to do this. We don't want to be flat after we start pumping up, so we're going to do this. We want a little bit more salt, so we're going to do this. Again, my carb up. I didn't wake up in the morning and go to IHOP and get the biggest stack of pancakes they had. No, I woke up and had the normal meal I've been eating the entire prep. Bison and rice. I put a little bit of salt on it too. And then afterwards, I had granola and rice cakes. Literally under 300 grams of carbs. And then I didn't have anything crazy. I got home from prejudging, knew I won my class, and knew I had to win the overall, to win my pro card. When you know that you won your class, because I destroyed everyone in my class, let's be honest here. And I'm not being arrogant, but we knew I had my class. I knew I had one guy to beat. That was that super heavyweight who I follow on Instagram. I forgot his name. Dude's amazing. Like, he's fucking amazing. I talked to him on Instagram. I'm like, I'm your biggest fan. You're going to win your pro card next year. The guy's amazing. I knew I had to beat a super heavyweight. So I had to do two things. One is I could not come in flat. And two is that I could not come in conditioned, because he was as conditioned or hard. He just didn't have the shape I had, proportions, and I think I posed better. But he was a bigger, not as conditioned, but he was hard. Does that make sense? I had better conditioning, but he was harder. He was hard. Like, the dude was granite. Like, he was like that fucker on X-Men who was in Deadpool, the big rock guy. That was him. Fucking amazing. So I knew that's who I had to beat. Everybody knew that's who I had to beat. Jose knew it. Matt knew it. Everybody knew it. So what did I do? Did I go out and get a hamburger from Five Guys? No. I went home. I ate bison and rice. Ate another serving of bison and rice. Then I did the exact fucking thing I did in the morning. By the time I got on stage, I didn't look better. I didn't look worse. I look exactly the same. Why? Because I peaked twice. If you peak, you peak. Did I look better the next morning after having Hop Dottie burger? Oh my goodness, so good. A bacon jelly burger. It was so good. It was this bacon jelly. It was so good. With these sweet potato fries. Oh my God. And then I had these crumble cookies. That was amazing. Most people say, man, I woke up, I was harder, I was more vascular. No, I woke up looking good. I didn't look any better. In fact, I probably looked worse, which means I peaked. I peaked. And that's what you want to do. Was I backstage before prejudging, shoving in 1,000 grams? Now, what would have happened if for prejudging, I shoved in 100 grams, or 1,000 grams of carbs, and I spilled over? I'd literally have to go in down a bunch of Diazide to get it back. And what would that do? It would flatten me out. I would have lost. What would happen if I went and I got a burger and I got some gastrointestinal distress before the night show? The stress would have fucked me up. I would have been watery. I wouldn't have been as conditioned. I would have lost. Play it safe, come in condition, and don't be that idiot with 4,000 grams of carbs in your fucking bag. Okay, that's all I got to say. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, tell all your friends about it. Don't be the dumb guy. And of course, buy all your supplements from tigerfitness.com. If you like this shirt, it's riderwear.com. Riderwear.com. Coupon code Lobliner. I love Riderwear. It's my shit. I wear their shoes every day. I wear their tanks every day to the gym that I don't wear Tiger Fitness gear. You know, it's funny. People go like, hey, Mark, Tiger Fitness makes clothing. How do you have a Riderwear sponsor? I'm like, number one, we don't make shoes. Ryderwear has the greatest bodybuilding shoes ever created. And number two, like, who owns just one fucking shirt? Like, back in the day, like, even when I was in high school, I'd have, like, my Janko shirt, have my cross-color shirt, have my members-only jacket. Dude, there's more than one brand. And this is a fucking great brand. Like, Ryderwear are the best hoodies, too. MTS Nutrition has some good hoodies. But Ryderwear's hoodies are fucking great, too. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Do all the shit I said before. Buy all your supplements from TigerFitness.com, and that's not a game. This is my first full workout on Ambrosia Kinetic Blue Raspberry. Let me just tell you this. This is the pre-workout that you need to take your workouts to the next level. We didn't just want to launch a pre-workout that's just like every other pre-workout. We wanted a mushroom-enhanced pre-workout that addresses the things you need: mental focus, energy, and power. Ambrosia Kinetic will not only take your body to that next level, it will also take your mind to that next level to give you the best workouts of your life.